What's going on, y'all? VNNCZ3 here, coming back at you with another Lords mobile gameplay. And if you like what you hear and you see in the video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But I'm right here on my US server account. Look at that, VNNCZ3. I'm with the White Knights. We're in Kingdom 4. Come get some, right? And I will be covering Chapter 1, and my next video is going to be covering Skirmish 4, alright? So stay tuned for that. A couple things I want to say here is that this is 100% free to play so far. I do plan on investing into this, but I had some video difficulty and audio difficulty for the first 1-3 here. As you can see, I've already 3-crowned it. I've already claimed the hero, Sage of Storms. So that's a little unfortunate. I'm hoping that I don't have that happen again. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and dive into some action here in just a second. When you beat the Chapter 1, you get Icarus, by the way, the Night Raven. So stay tuned for that as well. I'm going to go ahead and add Sage. There we go. Hit that button. Let's get some battles going on. I love the feel of this game, guys. It gives me the MMORPG feel along with the mobile gaming feel. So just something you guys maybe don't know right away, that the heroes, you have to select them very particularly. And what I mean by that is some heroes have certain skills like stuns, some of them have healing abilities, some of them have just straight damage, you know? So some of these guys you have to really pay attention to and use their abilities properly. For instance, you're going to see me periodically throughout this video use my Oathkeeper to stun an enemy hero's ultimate. Okay, now what I mean by that is when you can identify the proper use of that skill. Like, let's say for instance my Oathkeeper is going to use his ultimate. You know how he jumps up in the air and he throws his like sword and shield on the ground, dives him into the ground. Now if you do that and I counter yours with my ultimate, it's going to stun your ultimate and it's going to interrupt your ability. Even though you've already used it, it's not going to do anything. And yeah, I should be commenting on the little plays right here, but I don't really care for the little side stories on this one. Like damsel in distress right there, I don't care to read into it. That's just me. On the Taiwan server, I'm on chapter 7, so I've already done this. In this one, I believe I get Prima Donna as well. So, and Prima Donna is going to be your healer. You know, Death Archer, I don't even use Death Archer on the Taiwan server because, you know, realistically, the Death Archer just doesn't do enough damage for my likings. That's just me as a whole. So, yeah, I don't know, guys. Stay tuned. I'm going to put some music on. You guys can see how these things go, the kind of in-between matches. But I will make commentations on the various different things of the game. I don't want to be too boring to you guys. You know, you guys can see the gameplay yourself. As you can see right here in the back, Prima Donna, okay? If Prima Donna was about to heal, I would definitely see how he's jumping in the air right now. If I saw your hero do that, I would hit my ultimate and then interrupt your ability. So I don't know if they're going to release that kind of a game feature in the game just yet, but I look forward to it. And then when you can spot somebody using their ultimate, you use your ultimate, like your stunning ultimate, to counter theirs. So it's just a really good thing. Get the level up, get the 3-crown. By the way, 3-crowns are important. If you plan on farming any gear for your heroes, you have to 3-crown the stage that you're on in order to sweep it. I like the feature of that in the game, the sweeping ability, but we're going to go ahead and just keep knocking these out. I mean, I'm doing them fairly quickly here. I'm just trying to get through the content. This is going to be a long video, so it's probably going to be about 30-ish minutes, maybe a little bit longer, so, you know, stay with me, guys. Something I want to go ahead and say here is I need a special shout out to a lot of the guys who have been supporting me, and y'all know who you are. You know, you've been promoting my videos in different medias. For me personally, I don't do YouTube for the fame or the glory or any of the monies. I do it because I want to help out the communities that I play in, you know. The better the community is, the better the competition's going to be, and overall, it's going to be an overall better game for everybody. So, if you ever wanted to know why I do YouTube, that's the reason why. There's Sea Squire there in the back. I don't know why they have so many different heroes. Like, you're going to notice here, they have like the Watcher, they have a Child of Light, they've got just different various heroes you can't even get until later in the game, visible. Also, if you wanted to know my best 5, okay, my absolute best 5 heroes I will use for any amounts of gameplay is going to always be Child of Light, it's going to be, that's my tank by the way, it's going to be Tracker, because Tracker is the highest damage in the game. So basically when I get to those points where I can farm those heroes, I'm going to. And I'm going to invest everything I can into keeping those heroes max level and max geared. I'm telling you, Tracker is absolutely the highest single target damage in the game, and she's really good. She's got stunning capabilities, area of effect, so that's all I'm saying, guys. Stay tuned. Tracker's amazing. Scarlet Bolt, that's another hero I will be heavily investing into. She puts basically all the physical defense of that enemy hero she's going to be on to 0. She's got an aura that does that, and by the way, that's the Watcher, the guy right there with the big tree dude in the green. You know what I'm talking about, with the lighthouse on the top of him. That's the Watcher, by the way. So yeah, that's the unfortunate part, is that you can only get that hero through events. So maybe they'll change it. But look at his ultimate. Bam. I can interrupt that, by the way. The next time I might interrupt it and show you guys what I'm talking about. You see him wind up, then you use your ultimate to stun him, and it'll interrupt the ability. And so that's just a pro tip you guys may want to get used to doing. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get this interrupt on his ultimate, but I'm going to have to hold off here a little bit. Pro tip, guys, do not use your hero skills whatsoever to damage the boss, okay? Just don't do it. Not until you're ready to fight and kill them. At the higher chapters, when you fight the hero, look at this, watch this. Oh, bam, immune. It's because he's got a shield over him. But I'm just going to go ahead and finish these guys off. I'll go ahead and get the next Watcher most likely with a shield stun, just so I can show you guys what I'm talking about when I interrupt a skill. Or maybe I'll just show you guys on different various heroes. But just pay attention to it. You'll see the hero do like a move, like a certain kind of like a trademark move that they always do. And once you catch on to what those look like, you can interrupt them easier and easier and easier every single time. And it's just a really good habit to get into to interrupting those, because at the higher levels it just sucks. It really does. So yeah, we're just going to continue on down here and knock out 1-8 right here. And I don't like the side quests, guys. And these guys later down the road, they're a big pain in the butt. But it's good to check the hero levels of these if you click that little treasure chest box like I just did. And you can mouse over or select each one of these by pressing onto them. And they tell you a little bit about them. They tell you their level and whatnot. But we're going to go ahead and knock this out. Let's go ahead and do it. Oh my god, I hate these monkey guys at like chapter 4 or 5 or whatever it is. They do a lot of damage, guys. But something else I was talking to you about is the top 5 heroes that I would use. So Tracker is the highest damage hero in the game, hands down, for single target. Scarlet Bolt is going to reduce everybody's physical defense, okay? She's got an aura at rank 7. It's pretty amazing, guys. If you compare her... if you compare Child of Light, if you compare Soul Forger, who is like the physical tank of all tanks, if you compare his physical defense to the amount of physical defense that Scarlet Bolt can lower, then it doesn't even compare, guys. It doesn't even compare. You get so much more. And I'm just trying to get everybody here in the AoE, but I'm like, oh, I can only get... Oh, there we go. I'm like, yeah, whatever, right? So, but yeah, so Scarlet Bolt, or Tracker, highest damage here in the game for single target. Then I use Scarlet Bolt. Scarlet Bolt's like an assassin type of hero. She's really good. I would highly recommend investigating her. Child of Light is probably the absolute best tank in the game. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and say she is the Pink Bunny, is the best tank in the game. That stun is just so invaluable, guys. You'll learn, the more you do the hero chapters, the more and more and more you're going to need that utility stun to either interrupt the abilities of the people you're going up against, or to net a kill, or to save your guy. So there's a lot of things that happen with that, and the fact that it's a 5-second stun, absolutely amazing. And we're gonna get Snow Queen, by the way, guys, during this run right here. So the only thing we're trying not to do is we're trying just not to die. I mean, this is super easy. Chapter 1 is super easy, and 2 is pretty easy too. But once you get to like 3, 4, and 5, it just gets harder and harder and harder. And so, like I said, I highly recommend getting a set team, basically. And what I mean by that is simply getting your heroes, like I said, I'm going to name off my 5. Tracker, Scarlet Bolt, Prima Donna, Child of Light, and it's a tie between Demon Slayer, Shade, and Black Crow. And I use Snow Queen sparingly, by the way. Snow Queen's really good, don't get me wrong. She's got a really nice crowd control effect, but a lot of the times I just don't need that 5 seconds of freezing ability that she does with her ultimate. That's a clutch heal right there, making sure I just use them all appropriately. You know, I don't know. I can't really tell you a whole lot about Snow Queen that I like about her. Don't get me wrong. The Invigorate, it's not what it appears to be, guys. Don't let it fool you, okay? By the way, we're gonna get Snow Queen here in just a second. Look at my other videos. I do hero reviews as well. So far, I've only done a few of them, but I plan on doing more and more and more. I have like 20 some odd heroes. I basically have everybody but Rose Knight and Watcher. So yeah, I'll hero review all of those for you guys, by the way. So if you're curious to know what kind of device I'm on for recording audio and visual, I'm actually on BlueStacks for the visual, and I'm just using the Windows 10 audio recorder. And this is kind of a voiceover slash I'm kind of saying it as I think it, as it comes onto the play. So yeah, I apologize if I'm kind of sporadic about it. I'm just trying to keep everything flowing here. So yeah, the reason why I use these guys right here is because, like I said, Tracker's the highest damage hero in the game, and I'm just doing some quest right there, guys. Don't mind that. Tracker's the highest damage hero in the game. Scarlet Bolt is going to be the utility damage that I want. As far as like when it comes down to a damage hero, she's really good, guys. I'd really invest in her. Prima Donna obviously is going to be your healer, and Child of Light is hands down, in my opinion, the best tank in the game. It's the best tank in the game because, one, it's magical, it does magic damage, and it's got a good magical defense. But it also shields your heroes, you know, not just themselves like Oathkeeper does. And then the 5-second stun is just, I don't know, guys. It puts Child of Light over the top. I use Child of Light on my Taiwan server account religiously, and I would never go back to Oathkeeper or any other hero like Soulforger. So that's my kind of go-to person. But the tie for the last place on my team, and I'm telling you guys, you're going to want to focus on these heroes, is a tie between Demon Slayer, Shade, and Black Crow. I switched these 3 heroes out depending on exactly what kind of gameplay I need. Ooh, wow. Sorry about that. I'm over here making a commentary, and I almost just lost my hero there, but I did. So I'm gonna have to like put some EXP into the Snow Queen. Being level 1 and going into these, like you see that Watcher, I should have just paid more attention and stunned him or something like that. It'd been better. And so I don't even think I realized this just yet, that I lost my Snow Queen. But I'm gonna have to restart this because I'm looking for the 3 crowns so that I can either sweep it or just do better, basically. But yeah, getting back on topic here, the reason why I'm going to be using Demon Slayer is because he is like, there we go, retry. He is like the anti-caster assassin, and he's got a really high magical defense. His rank 7 ability gives him even more, and so basically what he does is he'll get into the enemy backlines, and he'll start silencing people and whatnot. So he's really good, guys. The only problem that you're going to run into is that his hit points, you know, you can run into a lot of trouble if he's not skilled and leveled properly. And what does that mean? Well, you got to show him a lot of love, basically. You got to get his tier up, because there's 5 different grades in the game: common, uncommon, rare, legendary, mythic. But I call it those versions for heroes in specific tiers. So you need to get him to tier 2 or 3 as soon as possible. And I know, guys, it's gonna take, you know, a long time to do this, but this game wasn't really meant to be beaten in a day. So yeah, Demon Slayer, he's pretty much my go-to guy. I use Shade because he's an assassin type as well, and him plus Scarlet Bolt together, they were made for each other because they basically doggy pile on one enemy. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just feed some food to my Snow Queen here, because I'm going to have to, unfortunately. So, yeah. So Shade, right? So Shade is like really good combo with Scarlet Bolt because both their ultimates allow them to teleport, basically, to their enemy. And they kind of like doggy pile on that one thing. So I don't know, it's really good. I've had a lot of success. Shade also has a magic missile, a muting missile, that silences the people you're fighting. But it's kind of it's not necessarily like Demon Slayer, because Demon Slayer, he throws out like a web and it hits multiple targets, so they're not anywhere near the same on that one. But the other hero that it's kind of tied with is Black Crow. Black Crow does a ton of just consistent damage. I would put Black Crow up there with Tracker in terms of damage, but Tracker just does more. But Black Crow's got physical damage, physical defense reduction, and area of effect, and yeah, we're just gonna keep piling through these guys. Sorry, I'm not like so like dead point on the commentary for these, because chapter 1 is just such an easy chapter, guys. You can fall asleep and beat it. So I'm trying to give you guys some good knowledge base here for when you do start going through the chapters. You don't just try to have too many chiefs and not enough Indians. And what I mean by that is you get a new hero. Ooh, it's the most important. Let me feed it all of my EXP, yada, 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 right? So you have a bunch of mediocre heroes, but none of them are actually really strong. So that's why it's super important to have a set team, and I'm giving you guys, I'm telling you, I'm level 56 on the Taiwan server, and I'm almost done with chapter 7, and yeah, my heroes are super strong. They really are. The only thing that gives me problems right now is just getting the 3 crowns. Like, you have to have perfect gameplay on the higher level chapters to get those 3 crowns, because everything hits so hard. That's why I use the heroes that I use, is because I match their damage with my damage. To try to like stall out the game is just not very good, especially when you get to 6-9. You guys are gonna die when you guys get to 6-9. I had to do that thing like 50 different times to get the 3 crowns, or my bad, just to even pass it. Getting the 3 crowns is a totally different story. I passed it just to pass it and came back to get the 3 crowns later. So, yeah, just kind of like a pro tip here. These turtles here, they suck. When you get them at the higher level, they heal for a ton of damage, and they got such a high physical defense. That's why I prefer to use a hero like Scarlet Bolt, because one of her abilities allows her to just do true damage, and the same thing goes for Tracker. She has a skill that does true damage, and it can crit too. That's the thing. It bypasses all defenses, and it deals direct damage, which is considered true damage. It's going to do its said damage or more. So yeah. That's the biggest reason why I use those two, is because you do get those defense increases and whatnot. But yeah, I think it's kind of crazy, guys, like that's Incinerator, by the way, that little lady in the picture. I'm just putting some equipment on, because I'm trying to get my ranks up on my heroes, because I need them to get their rank skills, at least rank 2. And Prima Donna and Snow Queen aren't even rank 2 yet, but like there's Incinerator right there, and it's crazy. She's on a pedestal, and you don't actually unlock her until the end of chapter 7. So getting some of these heroes early on for their elite stages might behoove you, because they're really good. Like Incinerator is absolutely a powerhouse, just straight up nuker. Like, she just does nothing but tons of damage for a magic caster. But for me, I don't fancy the magic side of the game. I just don't. Sorry about the whole talents here. I'm just trying to keep the flow moving. And I know you guys don't want to hear me and then you know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to keep the flow moving, give you guys really, really good advice, and this is just a gameplay walkthrough. I'm not gonna explain everything here, and all I'm gonna say here, guys, is get your military up. It only takes 1 point in each of these, and then you need 2 points into the infantry defense, siege defense, so on and so forth, to unlock your tier 2 troops. And pay attention to that, basically, because you really want to get to tier 3 troops and tier 4 troops as fast as possible. Pro tip: if you are trying really hard to gather all your resources, and you're done with all your skirmishes, or you're getting closer to being done, build cavalry. They travel super fast, and they have a decent carrying size, but that's nor here nor there. So yeah, I'm just showing you guys, like, look, getting these troops, like, I'm gonna have them very soon, probably within a day or 2. And a lot of players, they don't even get them until like a week into the game. It's because they don't really understand how the research works in this game. But trial and error on the Taiwan servers taught me quite a bit. So yeah, that's something that I'm kind of glad I took forward. And always have troops building. There's no reason not to. And something you got to remember is that this grunt, don't know them by names, okay? Know them by their soldier type. That's an infantry. This is a ranged. It says archer, but it's ranged. Pay attention to its relation on what it counters. Like, grunts, or my bad, not grunts, but infantry counters ranged, ranged counters cavalry, cavalry counters infantry. And so nothing counters siege weapons because siege weapons counter defenses. But actually, my bad, everything counters siege weapons counters defenses. So I highly recommend building your military strength three infantry until you get down to your skirmishes. Okay, when you're done with your skirmishes, build it any way you want to. But I highly recommend doing, for every 3 grunts, or 3 infantry, I'm sorry, for every 3 infantry, 3 ranged, and 3 cavalry, build 1 siege weapon. Okay, because those guys right there, the siege weapons are great, but they're not going to carry your team. So right now I'm making all my teams even, and then when I get into skirmish 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, so on and so forth, up to 8, I'm going to go ahead and break that formula up. I'm going to go ahead and make them accordingly, just because I know what it takes to beat the skirmishes, and you don't want a ton of siege weapons. You just don't. They don't do enough damage to the other troop types. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get back into this, right? Bam, hit the swords, or the axes, I'm sorry. And, yeah, I do apologize, guys. I told you this is going to be a longer video. I'm hopefully dropping enough knowledge on you guys to keep you interested here. But that's the thing, guys. The problem that we run into is the stamina. People are like, brave hearts, what are those? I'm VIP this, I need brave hearts. Well, okay, here's the thing. Brave hearts are 2,000 gems a piece, and I would never recommend buying the brave hearts. I wouldn't. If you're gonna buy, wait till the heroic adventure comes in, and it starts off with like buying 5 brave hearts for $5, and then basically buying 15 brave hearts for I think 10 or 20 or something like that, and then it goes up to 20 more brave hearts. So basically you get a total of like 40 brave hearts for like $40 or something like that. And I think that's a really good buy, to be honest with you. You're going to be using your brave hearts quite a bit in the game if you want to keep your heroes on point and keep your progression moving, because the number one thing you're going to have to worry about with chapters is just getting through the content. And that happens too, by the way. The reinforcements, it doesn't happen in every single chapter. Like, there's a couple of them that, you know, you're like, well, where's the reinforcements? And they just never came. You know, they never show up. So, but they're super deadly when they do sometimes too. So you gotta like I said, you gotta usually, it's really good to have a stunner on your team, and that's why I use Child of Light, and it just happens to be my tank. I just don't like the Snow Queen's freeze ability. It's not consistent enough for me. If the mobs are spread out further and I need to stun them, or I need to stop them, then I can't. So this is also an awkward setup. Sometimes you have troops behind you and troops in front of you, and so that's why it's really smart to have kind of tankier sides. Like, don't let Prima Donna fool you. She's a little tankier than what she looks like. And then, like, I have Scarlet Bolt, or I take Black Crow out of my group, and I keep my Tracker in there. And Tracker's got a lot of hit points, guys. Like, Tracker, for some reason, I'm telling you, a lot of hit points, high damage. You need to invest in Tracker. She's amazing. Big boobly, jiggly lady, but she's a dwarf. So as long as you're into that, it's cool. Alright, so here we go. We're going to blow this dude up. At the higher levels, Bomber explodes when you kill him, and it sucks so bad because you have to have like perfect gameplay to avoid that. It's super unfortunate. I don't like it at all. Alright, so there's Incinerator, and I just think that's super dumb that they have Incinerator this early on in the game, and you can't even claim her until later down in the game. You can do the elite stages and get her card. Like, if you do this like later down the road, you can do the elite stages and get her card, and that's kind of what I did for all the heroes, just to check them out. But I wouldn't recommend that. Incinerator, like I said, she's just a magic caster, nothing special. She doesn't have tons of utility. She's just a straight damage doer, and so if it was me and I was to spend my brave hearts or my stamina getting cards, I would get, like I said, Tracker, Scarlet Bolt, Child of Light, Demon Slayer, and Prima Donna cards, or medals, I should say. But that's just me, though. You know, I'm not perfect or nothing like that. But anyways, guys, enjoy some music, and I'm gonna go ahead and comment here in just a second. Oh wait, never mind. Here we go. So pay attention to the guy right there, the green right there on the back. There's the only green tree. The rest of them are like light blue. That is Watcher, and I'm gonna see if I can counter his ability here. I may not fill up my energy bar right now, but I will here in a little bit. So if I get him again, I'll see about countering his ability, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about when I say interruptions are key in this game, especially when you get to the higher levels. Come on, why is it taking so long? Wow, so the pink bunny right there is Child of Light, and that's the tank that I prefer to use. So when you guys do get Child of Light, just be thankful. Child of Light, actually, by the way, Child of Light is a really weak tank to start off with until he or she or it, the pink bunny, until they're rank 7, and then when they get the rank 7 skill unlocked, they actually become extremely powerful. The strength buff that the Child of Light gets is pretty damn amazing. Gives them a lot of hit points, gives the hero a lot of hit points, a lot of survivability, the damage increases. I mean, there's a lot of things that get added on that rank 7 skill that you just don't really pay attention to. So yeah. Let's go ahead, let's keep going. And by the way, that's Icarus, the Night Raven. I don't know why I would fight him before I can claim him. I don't get it. I don't know, I don't appreciate that. By the way, that's Scarlet Bolt, by the way. That lady in the front right there with the big ass dagger, that's Scarlet Bolt. She is pretty damn amazing. I like her a lot. But if I had to trade heroes out, you know, and I could only have like one melee hero all together, it would be Scarlet Bolt most likely, just because of the debuff and the damage that she puts out. Don't get me wrong, like, and this is the game being nice to me, because in the higher chapters, I would have lost that Snow Queen on the bat. Yeah. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like Shade and what's his name? By the way, that lady in the middle I just killed with the crossbow in her hand, that's Tracker. She's high damage, guys. Don't mess with her at the higher levels. Don't do it. Just kill her as soon as you can, because if she procs, or if she uses her ultimate, you're dead. Like, it does that much damage. It's like boom, you're dead. And then if you're looking for that 3 crown, it's just not gonna happen. Come on, come on, come on. Sorry guys, I'm just super impatient. I really do hate these low-level gameplays. I do. Once it gets into like chapter 4, 5, and 6, I'll be a lot more lively, so I do apologize if this chapter 1 is kind of a fail. Because I really hate low levels in games. I really do, like with a passion nonetheless. And that's the part that really gets me, is that I normally am not like this. I'm normally like really, really tentative about this. But here's Icarus. I'm not going to even go over his skills. I can't let him proc, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here in just a second. I feel like taking a nap. No, I'm just teasing. So yeah, we're just gonna continue, guys. I mean, I'm sorry if the commentation seems a little choppy. What I'm doing kind of is I'm just like disconnecting my audio, so that like you guys don't hear any background noises. So yeah, by the way, that dolphin in the back right, I have not the slightest clue what she's about, to be honest with you. I really have no clue. It's kind of particular though. It's the only time I've ever seen one of those. Maybe I see another one sometime later, but they're like rare to see. So yeah, it's just one of those things where you're just like, huh? There's a dolphin? Where? Ooh, so I told you guys here that I'll show you what I'm talking about with the interrupting ultimates. Icarus will put his wings together and spin in the air when he's about to ultimate. Like right there, see that? Getting my Snow Queen, and I'm gonna freeze him. There you go. No ultimate for you, Icarus. You know, that's all I'm gonna say, guys, is the more you get in tune with that, the easier life becomes. Icarus on the higher level chapters is an absolute nightmare. His ultimate hits really stinking hard, guys. You guys need to interrupt that ultimate as much as possible. And so, I actually don't like this one. Out of all of the chapter 1, I do not like this one, Sam I Am, because those big troll-looking dudes, they got a lot of hit points. I don't know why, and I mean, it's not the fact that they do a lot of damage, it's just that they have a ton of hit points for their level, like way more than my tank does, and that's kind of crazy. So, what do you guys think here, you know? Do you guys think maybe I should have shorter clips, you know, longer clips, just complete walkthroughs? What do you guys think? 'Cause my next videos I'm going to be releasing are going to be like, you know, chapter 2 dash da 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 da, and then I'll do like another video, chapter, you know, 2 dash 4, I mean, my bad. I'll go from like chapter 2-1 to 2-3, and then from 2-4 to 2-6. And I'll make shorter videos like that so you guys can just, see how that goes without having to watch a really long ass video like this. I just wanted to knock this all out at once, guys. Like I said, I'm super sorry it's a longer video, and yeah, my heart and soul just isn't into this video, just because I really despise lower level gameplay, especially when I've already done it. So yeah, just kind of need to get her done. Just get her done. Die already. See what I mean? They have too many hit points, guys. Come on. Come on. Come on. Like, seriously, guys. I don't like them. I don't like to do these I don't know, I just don't like to do the low level chapters. I just don't. They're just not interesting. There's not enough keeping me involved. There's not enough, what's the word I want to look for here? There's just not enough pizzazz. There's not enough, like, desire. There's not enough of anything, like, to keep me super, 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 enticed into it. Until you get to the higher level chapters, then you're like, ooh, man, I gotta get that 3 crown. Let me do this over and over and over again. And so, yeah. That's all I'm going to say, guys. Me personally, my heart and soul, definitely just not into doing these lower level chapters. And so I am totally okay if you tell me that I'm a piece of shit or something, and that I should not make videos anymore, of the lower level content. And I'll just agree with you, because I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be like a robot going, and I will be like this, and I will be like, because I just don't like it myself. Like, I kind of wish that it would be a lot easier to do these. But, it's whatever. Like I said, guys, I'm just kind of cruising by these. I'm not really trying to comment on the actual chapter. I'm just trying to talk with y'all. That's all I'm trying to do. Yes, yes, yes. Get the levels up. Oh, hey, pro tip, guys. Your hero levels cannot exceed your account level, by the way. Oh, and here we go. Black Crow. Black Crow. She's pretty amazing. I like Black Crow, but you can't let her use her ultimate because it will pretty much KO your team. So kind of stay tuned. I'm going to see if I'm pretty sure she's going to use her ultimate, and that's what the game testing you, basically, and you need to be able to react to that. Because if you can't, then it's bad business. I'm telling you, it's super bad business. You're going to regret every second of it. And it's important to get the 3 crowns on these, mainly because you want to be able to farm gear. Maybe not so much with chapter 1, but chapter like 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's super important to get those 3 crowns. So replay it as many times as you need to. Take as many chances as you need to. But if you simply are struggling that much, maybe you need to not do them. Like, just beating them is one thing. And by the way, that goat guy, I want to know how to get him. I haven't seen him before. You can't get him in any other way. I think he's in an event or maybe like a pre-register or something. I don't know. But that goat guy is pretty damn sick. I wish I could get him. There's a couple of them. Watcher, Gabriella, the goat guy. There's a wizard caster boy. There's a couple of heroes that I would love to get a hold of. I really would. But I can't. But here's Black Crow. She's a ranged hero. And that's her using her abilities right there. When she does that, when she turns around. There's Shade. Wow. Hello, Shade. How are you doing? He used his agility, his dex buff, to brace his defense. Oh my god. And then another enemy appears. Yay. How delicious. Look at that. And then Black Crow is going to use her ability. See the arrows in the air? You see that? Bam. Get that stun, yo. That would have killed my heroes, by the way. That would have killed them. So, yeah, just good gameplay, Don't let her use any of her ultimates, because they will kill you, like, straight up. They will take you out back and, kind of just give you the dirty. Which is super unfortunate, but that's just the way it works, right? That's the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. And yeah, that pretty much concludes this one. I'm gonna claim Icarus. Here we go. Chapter cleared. Now it's gonna go through this tutorial, which I find super annoying, but it's okay, right? You got to click the skull. You can click the higher, Bam, new hero, Night Raven. I'll go ahead and show you guys more of him, like his skills and whatnot, in the other video. But I'm guessing you're probably already done with chapter one. So yeah, guys, take this as like a learning lesson, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, love, peace, and chicken grease. I love you all. I love you all, and yeah, just listen to the music. I'm just gonna be equipping my heroes here, and I'll bring you guys Skirmish 4 here in a little bit. So yeah, take care. Oh, by the way, stay classy.